All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a weekly track roundup. My thoughts, my feelings, my opinions on a bunch of tracks that have dropped over the past week or so, whether I have loved them, hated them, or felt somewhere in between. I'm talking about them, and they are linked down below so you could check them out for yourself. Also linked down below is, like usual, our Turntable Lab link. If you want to go over there and buy some vinyl, buy some turntable stuff, buy some whatever, we get kickback from it. Thank you. That would be amazing. Also, our Patreon page is down below if you want to get some extra bonus monthly content while supporting us in the process. Our little cool, awesome YouTube Shorts page is also linked down below too. If you want to subscribe to that and follow our content over there, that would be nice. That would be cool. And finally, shout out to our sponsor, good people over at The Ridge. Still making these awesome, amazing minimalist little wallets that fit nicely in that front pocket. Replace that disgusting, filthy, vile leather wallet that you have today with this baby over here. Use the link below. Promo code MELON. 10% off your order, all you gotta know. All right, worst tracks of the week. We have quite a few. There are a lot of worst tracks this week. I'm actually very heartbroken about it. I should not have to endure this many worst tracks, but here we are. Let's try to blow through these. One, Yes, the band Yes has a new album coming out this year, and if what we're hearing here with this cut is a taste from it, cut from the stars, I'm not excited for it because the riffs are mid, the drumming is just okay, the vocals are annoying as hell, and the lyrics I think are quite silly. It sounds like a bad space-age local band. It does not sound like prog legends to my ears. This is quite unlikable. We have a new one from Sam Hunt over here. It's very bland, overproduced country balladry with instrumentation drowning out, lots of extra instrumentation, drowning out a very, I guess, uninteresting song. I'll say that. We have a new one from Rumor, who miraculously has turned up with a track that has Ryan Lewis on it, of Macklemore fame, and the mix on it is awful. I suppose we are once again trying to get like a bit of a blend here of country and hip hop and R&B, but it's not really working this time around. It's just unfortunate. I really don't know what to say. Some of the recent stuff from Rumor, including this track, has been just surprisingly, I guess, bland and not really, I guess, delivering on the promise of his earlier, more viral cuts that I think were much more respectable. I don't know. I just feel like we're not kind of getting our footing here with some of the new material, and this track is included in that assessment. Obviously, we have a new one over here from NF Motto. Listen, if you want to hear a guy rap for several minutes over a really obnoxiously theatrical beat about how different he is, how much different of a different boy he is, he's not like the other boys, then listen to this. If that is headache inducing to you, then avoid it, because that's pretty much what it is. We have a new one from Meghan Trainor, who is literally mother right now on this new track. God, I think putting the phrase or the terminology mansplaining in a pop song is gonna lead to an L every time, and that is certainly the case for this track too. And way to ruin a perfectly good vintage vocal pop sample, with like Mr. Sandman and so on and so forth. Way to ruin it, Megan. Way to wreck it. Okay. I feel like she just kind of keeps writing the same song over and over and over, but whatever. We have a new one from Joyner Lucas over here. Devil's Work 2 is the title of it. It's a bunch of what ifs and woulda, coulda, shouldas, and so on and so forth. It's just really preachy, even though I really have no idea what the hell it's on about much of the time. Yeah, it's annoying too. Moving on from here, this new one from GloRilla is also annoying, just like taking shots at internet trolls. Who cares? They're internet trolls. They're internet trolls. There's literally nothing to be gained out of beefing with them over song, especially over such a mid beat with, I suppose, a goofy flow that is hard to kind of take seriously. Yeah, I mean, the internet trolls have won this one, and they didn't even say anything. Is what I'll say. They win without even responding. We have a new one from the creator of the legendary track ABCDEFU, Gail. Again, has a new cut out, and this one is really edgy, and it's about how everybody hates her. Maybe because, you know, people are hating on her music. Maybe it's kind of a response to that a little bit. But yeah, Everybody Hates Me is the title. It's trying to be too edgy. It's obnoxious. Some of the grimy bass line passages are kind of cool, but everything else outside of that is just painfully annoying and must be avoided at all costs. And finally, we have a track here from Florence and the Machine. It's a cover of No Doubt's Just a Girl, and truly, honestly, it's one of the worst covers I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, it's just so overly dramatic. Like, anything that was originally snappy or memorable or catchy about the track is just sapped right out of it. Plus, I think the production is a little too overblown on this and generally just kind of sucks. There you go. Those were a lot of awful tracks in one in one gauntlet there, but we're going to move on to a bunch of cuts that are not terrible, are not amazing in my opinion, but still worth shouting out. You might like them more than me. Just drawing some attention to them. They are as follows. We have a new one from Temps, the, you know, kind of new multi-artist project that's being masterminded by the one and only James A. Caster. This new cut over here features Open Mike Eagle, among many others. I think the beat is okay. Open Mike Eagle's performance is enjoyable, but some of the vocal layering, the sung vocal passages kind of overpower everything else going on. I think there's a bit of an imbalance going on with this track, in my opinion. I think the execution could have been a lot smoother. We have a new one over here from Ray Sremmurd, Pump That, or Tanisha, and yeah, you know, it's got a good dance beat to it. Some really, I guess, like, you know, average bars as well. But you know, what can you expect from Ray Sremmurd at this point with their fourth album on the way? Yeah, I'm not too crazy about it. It's just kind of okay. You know, it'll go off in the club probably. We have a new one over here from Protomartyr, which I think is a decent track, but maybe a tough sell as a single, as there are some very patience testing passages on this track, and I think the Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds Worship is going off harder than ever on this cut. Make Way is the title. We have a new one over here from the one and only Navy Blue, whose Def Jam debut is coming out very soon, and this track chosen is our first taste of it. You know, it's kind of laid back, it's heady, it's abstract. I think it's got some good bars to it, but it could have used maybe a little more structure, in my opinion. We have a new one over here from Hobson Rebirth. You know, I think what I can say about this track is that it's far from one of his worst. I think we could leave it there. That alone is an accomplishment. We have another one from HMltd over here. The End Is Now. The theatrics of this track, I think, kind of kneecap its enjoyability a little bit, but simultaneously, that's kind of what makes it unique, how extravagant and over the top it is. So I'm a little on the fence with this one. I'll say that, but I am still looking forward to the band's new full-length LP. We have a new one from Depeche Mode, where Depeche Mode does Depeche Mode over one of the most spacious and apocalyptic instrumentals I think they have ever laid to tape. My Cosmos Is Mine is the title of this one. New album on the way. We also have a new one from Christine and the Queens. This track, while I think it has a very good vocal performance, it is so washed out production-wise, it kind of takes away, I think, any sort of, like, you know, tangible power that could have had as a song, frankly. The title of this one is To Be Honest. And we have a new one over here from Calvin Harris and Ellie Goulding, which is fine. It's passable, but it's very formulaic, very average dance pop to my ears. And we have a new one from Benny Sings over here with Remi Wolf in the mix. Awesome. Fantastic. Cool. Now, I will say, I think the tune and the performance overall is, you know, pretty mild, but it is awesome to see these two cross over on a new cut for sure. And we have a new one over here from Black, and this latest cut from his forthcoming album, Talkback, I think is just merely okay, and super derivative like the last single too. I don't know what possessed him to sing over the same Sting sample that everybody is just like obsessed with right now, pretty much at like the same pitch and speed that everyone is right now, but I don't think it makes for a very standout song, I'll say that. We have the best tracks of the week, a handful of those, unfortunately not quite as many as the worst and meh, but we're living through it. We have a new one over here from Angel Olsen, forthcoming EP. Okay, and the song I'm pointing you toward here is Nothing's Free. It's laid back, it's jazzy, it's ballad like, it is pretty, it is nuanced. I think it is one of her better low-key cuts in a very long time, and yeah, kind of stunning. Very emotionally potent as well, even if it is kind of, a little smoky and loose, I suppose. We will move on to this new one from Kenmode over here, recently dropped track titled Painless. The Canadian sludgy noise metal outfit is back with a real banger on this one. Give this one a shot. We have a new one from Jaleel, who has a new single out with Armani. White Gnarly is the title, and this is not like auto-tune vocal riff Jaleel. He's actually like throwing down some bars, and a lot of them are very kind of tongue-in-cheek and silly. Get ready to not take this track too seriously, because it's obviously not taking itself too seriously. It's trying to have a good time. It's trying to throw down some funny lines. Just give it a shot. It's a fun little bop. We have a new one over here from Indigo de Souza, who is giving us a rough, angsty little indie rock cut with the song Smog. This one hits pretty hard, liking this one as well. We have a new one over here from Frost Children, new album on the way. All I Got is the title of this one. If you're liking electronic dance music, if you're liking hyper pop, if you're liking those experimental, weirdo, quirked up internet music vibes, then I think you're going to enjoy this track from them quite a bit. Definitely one of my favorite duos at the moment, I will say that. And we have Alice Longyu Gao, who has a brand new EP out. Come to Brazil, is one of the tracks from it. It is a zany, off-the-wall banger with some hilarious lyrics and a lot of attitude, both on the production side and the vocal side. Alice continues to be a weirdo left-field pop queen. And yeah, AJJ has a brand new record on the way. We have been talking about some of the singles in the lead-up. This one, Death Machine, is also another really good one about living in, societally speaking, a death machine. And yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with the sentiment of that. And that has been the weekly track roundup, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. You're the best. I love you. Mwah. Hopefully you got some good recommendations out of this video, even though I didn't enjoy a lot of the songs that I talked about. But yeah. Hugs, kisses. I'll see you in the next one. Anthony Fantano, weekly tracks of forever.